The majority are born, live, die in obscurity, never to let their real selves out. If you change who you are on the outside, you will change immediately who you are on the inside. And if you do the two things I'm about to share with you in this video for just 1 month, you'll become completely unrecognizable. This was not only something I'm preaching, but this is a realization I've had over the last 7 years doing this work on myself, what they call shadow work or identity shifting, getting to the root cause of why we are the way we are and moving to that desired version of ourselves. This is a long, slow process that usually doesn't have immediate results. But in this video, these two things have the ability, once I implemented, to quickly bring things in line and shift my reality. And not only that, but shift my identity and how people even treat me. There are two aspects to yourself that most people overlook even when they're doing this kind of work. The first part of yourself is your personality. Who you are as a person and how you're showing yourself to the world. This is almost known as like the outer mask. And many people confuse this with their identity, which works at a much deeper level. This comes down to your individuality. And who you are as an individual are very unique soul level qualities you came here with, that you were born with, and are waiting to be expressed through that outer mask, through your personality. But what happens is many people limit the amount of themselves that can be exposed to the outer world. I mean, let me ask you, how are you on the weekend or whatever when nobody's home and it's just you? Or you're going on a long walk by yourself? Are you not a little bit weird? Are you not a little bit cringe? We all are, and we hide these parts of ourselves away, even though these may be the thing that makes us unique. Like the quote I shared earlier, many people try to conform to obscurity or what everybody else would want. So you can think of your individuality as the cause of your being, the cause of everything that comes out of you. And your personality being that filtering mask that only lets out certain amount of things for the world to see. And behind that mask are your fears, limiting beliefs, traumas that have conditioned you a certain way, even the control system, the system of institutions and beliefs that we grow up in, especially here in the West, that make us think and believe a certain way. And this could probably be applied to probably many other cultures too. But there's a way in which we are conditioned to think a certain way and hide away the rest of the parts of ourselves, even though that is the thing that would be most appreciated by most people. Now, the first thing you can change about yourself, that if you changed just now and worked on it for the next month, your reality would change. People would not know who you are. That comes down to your environment. Think about the amount of effect our environment has on us. It almost conditions us down to the very last detail. And I have a story to share. So I work at this computer desk where I do all my filming and editing for these videos. And for the last couple of weeks, I had a chair that broke. It was a amazing, incredibly comfortable, luxurious. Like, it made me feel good. It made me feel successful. This chair broke. I had to throw it away. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been sitting in this crappy, like, you know when you go to school and they have that like wooden chair? It's like a wooden platform with a wooden back. I had one of those. I put a cushion on it, and I was trying to do my work doing that with this chair. What I noticed is my productivity went down. My confidence level went down. It affected me in ways where the work process itself was no longer enjoyable. And it affected me at a very broad level. It impacted you could say to some level, the expression of my individuality. So what did I do? I took this chair, I threw it out. I was so frustrated with it. And yesterday I went and found the exact same chair that I had. I'd been scouring the internet for it. And I found the exact same one and I bought it. It's this nice plush leather chair that I just love so much. And it feels so good to have it back. I'm more productive. I feel that feeling of success. Because I'll tell you what, there's many different versions of you out there. And you have to think of yourself when you shift your internal identity and you have a desired version of yourself, a higher self that you're working towards. It's not only about the internal state. It's about the external reflection to your subconscious mind to make it feel real. And so you have to ask yourself, that desired version of you, that version of you is successful, who's making 10K a month, who has a thriving business, or is in that position that you've always wanted. Would they be sitting in the chair you're in right now? Would they be in the environment you're in right now at all? Or would they be moving cities? Would they be moving cross country to a place that you've always been called to but have felt the fear of moving to? This brings me to my second point. My second point being the way you look. I mean, what's the biggest thing that happens when, somebody who commits a crime and they need to be out of sight and get away from everybody? What's the first thing they do to be somebody else? They change their appearance. Now, I'm not saying you should be a criminal, or maybe if you're in this situation, that might be helpful information for you. But the first thing they do is change their outer appearance and the way they act. Now, you may already have changed the way you act, but have you changed your external appearance? Think about that higher self. When you're in a deep meditation, and I'll share a little technique at the end. When you're in deep meditation, envision that version of yourself that's doing what you would like them to do, that alternate version. And what are the clothes they're wearing? What are their facial features look like? What do they look like physically? I realized even a couple months ago that I was not happy with the way I looked in certain aspects. I'd done all this internal work, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to get a different haircut. And I shared that with friends and family for them to be like, oh, you're going to do that? You're going to get I got like this long kind of, I don't want to call it a mullet, but it's kind of like a hybrid mullet. Got long hair in the front, it's kind of growing out the back. I was never that kind of guy. I was always the clean cut, shaven on the sides. I had a little slick back hair at the top, very like trimmed and clean. I was like, I'm tired of being this trimmed, clean looking, perfect looking person for everybody. So I want to get this messy, just long hair. I got many different reactions, but now that I've fully embodied it, the first month felt a little bit like, okay, but the second month, I fully went into this identity and people are like, yeah, this suits you. And what happened is another level of my individuality also came out in the way I show myself on camera, in the way I show myself to the world. It's almost like it opened a channel for more individuality to come out as I'd affirmed it with my external appearance. And so I'm not saying you need to go out and spend a bunch of money, but like, let's say you're in this process of moving towards a more wealthier, successful version of you, but you're walking around and you have like little holes in your clothes. Maybe it's a wise idea to go within your means, go pick up some new clothing that fits your new style, that fits the way you would think, feel, and act in that situation. Neville Goddard even says this, the feeling is the secret. You have to live as if you already have that thing, that it's been done. But what about all the other things around it that confirm and conform that identity? Your image and your environment can have massive effects in opening up these channels of expression. Now, there's a big difference between your individuality and personality that can be limiting for many people to bring that side out of themselves. And there's a force I talk about on this channel called universal life force energy. And when this energy, when you make contact with it, what it's going to allow you to do in this context is be able to bridge this gap between your individuality, your soul's unique qualities, and that mask that we all wear to the outer world, that personality, and be able to open up those channels and give yourself the permission, the energy, the power, the inspiration to bring these things out to more on the surface level. And in doing that, you're going to feel much better than you were before. You feel more confident, more in your own skin. And that is an incredible feeling, my friends. It can happen very quickly. Just like these criminals on the run that are able to change their identity so fast. I mean, we can use it for good. We can use it to actually help affirm the inner work that we've been doing all along. And if you want to open up these channels of expression for yourself, there's a video for you right here that'll help you tap into this universal life force energy. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Until next time, peace.